open, but that cop back there, he was real helpful. He said, "I'll go take a tour." Yeah. To shoot him. To shoot the guy. Now, I believe he was shot. It's a creepy little wooded area. Let's take a look first. I don't see any creepy crawlies. Well, old Dewey is just taking his last break from his 10-kilometer urban hike. I'm not too far from my house, but I'm just taking my final break, finishing up what's left of my coffee. You might want to stick around for this one. I get jammed up in some pretty good bushwhacking situations off the Black Creek outside the flood control channel, and I also give a pretty extensive tour of the Mount Dennis Eglinton Crosstown station. The up, it's a multi-purpose station. The up, the go, and the LRT Eglinton Crosstown, which isn't open yet, but I get footage of the trains doing testing, and I go all through the station. So you might want to stick around. It's a nice station, so check it out. And I tell some stories about 2 police interactions, not with myself, but recent police interactions that ended not so well for the perpetrator. Stick around, it's a good one today. To this location, because of reports of a woman that was slashing tires of people's cars in the parking lot, and I've seen the video since, and the lady obviously had or was having a mental health crisis. So when the first police showed up in the marked car, they kept their distance. Then the lady went and slashed one of the police tires on one of the police scout vehicles, the SUV. I believe they're Fords. And so then a bunch of other cops showed up. They didn't know how to, in my opinion, how to take her down. So then one cop did finally tase her, and she dropped the machete. It was like a short machete, and looked like an 8 or 10 inch cheap butcher knife that you get at the dollar store for about $3. So then they tackled her, but when the one cop got out of his police SUV right here, the SUV rolled over the suspect and the cop that were on the ground right there, and it ran them over, literally ran them over. So then the cop goes back into the car, into the SUV, to put it, he thinking in park, but he left it in drive, hit the accelerator, and mounted, drove right over, I would say up into the front transfer case of the SUV. So you can see the SUV actually left the ground, or the suspension raised up. Then he had to get back in the SUV and reverse back away from them. So one cop got up, he was limping around over here somewhere, and I don't know what happened to the perpetrator, the lady. I would imagine she was put in for a lengthy psychological evaluation, but in the meantime, whatever facility she was put into, the phones are ringing off the hook from ambulance chase and lawyers, because that lady's getting paid. That was a Keystone Cop type takedown, without a doubt. They look very untrained, very unsure of themselves, and yeah, it was comical. And last weekend, down at the Palestinian flag raising that Mayor Chow had at City Hall to commemorate what the Palestinians have gone through and what they mean to Canada, there was a gentleman down there by the name of Scott and his husky dog named Freedom, which I know who they are. I've met them a few times. Even one of my videos, I have them on one of my videos. So he was playing the national anthem a good distance away from the flag raising, the Canadian national anthem, not the Palestinian national anthem, if they even have one. I don't even know they have one. And so some female cop took it upon herself, or she was instructed, to go over and turn off the amplified speaker that Scott carries with him in his wagon. And then it was all caught on video. Like, there was multiple different people there videoing, and all the cops had all their faces covered. They wear the big mirror glasses. It's like they look like Antifa, because essentially they are Antifa with government issued sidearms. You know, that's out in the open. People that know where this country's going, that's what it is. So they handpick these police to go down into these situations because they want to get down there, because they have a lot of vitriol and anger in them too. They're left wing, so every chance they get to take it out on someone with a different political and I'm not just going to say political, any sort of difference in ideological views in the world, whether it be gender, whether it be sexual orientation, whether it be politics. They sign up for these sort of assignments because they want to put the boot on the neck of freedom loving people that take pride in the Canadian flag, people that believe in the Christian family nucleus. They sign up for it. I've been to enough of them now to know, and I've obviously watched you know, worldwide what's going on with the police involvement in a lot of these countries that are ushering in Islamo-communism. It's the same tactics. They bring in, you know, so many police, militarized police. They're tacked out. They wear their tactical gear, and it's some of the best tactical gear that the taxpayer can buy, obviously. And they go in there and enforce, and they very rarely, police decide that they're there to protect. And it's not the right-wing side they're there to protect. It's not the patriotic people that are raising concerns about the way their country is headed from a financial standpoint, from an affordability standpoint. They're not there to protect those people. They're government lackeys, and when you're a government lackey, they get their steady increases in pay. They get their bonuses. Go work a construction site, paid duty, make great money. Sure, who wants to stand around and do that all day? But hey, you're getting paid good money to do it. They give you a sense of empowerment with a sidearm, Glock 17. I think in Toronto, the police can pick from, I believe, 4 or 5 different sidearms, including a 10mm Glock. I don't know for sure, but they get an assortment of pretty nice sidearms they get to carry. They're trained in long guns. They're given all the equipment to go out and protect the construction site, and if their life is threatened, they get to take someone else's life with what the government has provided them. So where I'm walking to, so I just wanted to touch on that police interaction with that lady that was in mental distress, and I'll try to find a video of it, and I'll post it on the end of this video. Not post it, but I'll put a link up on the screen, and yeah, you can see it. It was kind of disturbing the way the police interacted with this situation. And I think I'm going to end up, but I'm not sure yet, I think I'm going to end up around the 12th Division Police Headquarters, which is responsible for this area. I'm not going to the police headquarters. I'm going to a little wooded area there because I want to see something there. I want to familiarize myself with that wooded area. But in doing so, I have another story that I want to tell about the park when I get there that involves the police and even a more serious neglect of duty. So stay tuned. Dalrymple Park is one of our, when we were young and we were running with our crews, this was one of the parks that we go by every so often just to make people aware that we are all doing well in the neighborhood. But yeah, they had a little crew up here too, the Dalrymple crew. Back in the day with all these different neighborhoods, it was a great time to grow up. We all had our own crews, so every park you go to, there would be kids here listening to AC/DC, the latest Judas Priest album, whatever. And yeah, we had a lot of crossover with a lot of groups, but this is quite the hill. Anyhow, I'll keep going. I'm 2.62 kilometers into my urban hike, and I'm on a street called Guestville Avenue. I'm just south of Eglinton Avenue. Eglinton's up there, and Weston Road's over there. This building here is the Mount Dennis Medical Group. It used to be my old medical group before they moved it up to the town of Weston on Weston Road into a community known as Little Somalia, Little Mogadishu, because it has a large Somali population there. It's Yeah, you have to watch yourself up there. But so I'm gonna walk a little further, well, quite a bit. So I'm 2.62 kilometers into my hike. I did a hike yesterday around 6 kilometers. This one's gonna exceed 6. This will be between 6 and 10 kilometers. But I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm just gonna go by a hunch and say this person here who lives at this house won't be raising a Palestinian flag anytime soon. That is the biggest Santa Claus I've ever laid my eyes on our front lawn. And they got the Canada flag flying proudly there. Yeah, this is my type of house. That Santa got to be 18 feet tall, maybe 20. So yeah, no Palestinian flags will be flown on that property. So I'm going to go up to Eglinton here, and I'm going to go east on Eglinton, and I'm going to go up to a few things that you might be interested in. This is Weston Road in Eglinton, the intersection. I don't know why. This is a Mount Dennis station for the new, yet to be determined when it's going to open, Eglinton Crosstown LRT. So I wasn't sure if this sidewalk was open, but that cop back there, he was real helpful. He said, "I'll go take a tour." Yeah. Okay, so I got permission from the Toronto Police Service. So my understanding of this station, it just recently opened. It's not open for the Eglinton Crosstown light rapid transit that goes east, but I think you can catch the Up Express here and possibly a GO train. But I'm gonna go check it out right now. I didn't put much research into this, but you can see that it's a long way away from being completed. Taking line 5 Eglinton, another 9.2 kilometer farther west. Yeah, wow. Been ongoing for quite some time, so obviously it's my first time ever being here. Looks new. I think this station's already 6 years old or older, to be honest. I'm not even kidding. Welcome to your new station, Mount Dennis Go. Check schedules at blah blah blah. Pretty clean. Morning, how are you? Guess you have some GO representatives there giving people instructions. So the property that this station is built on used to be, back in the day, it used to be Kodak Canada, and Kodak was a massive photography-based company. Eastman Kodak, I think it used to be called, or at one iteration it was called that, and it's a big company based out of the U.S. But this building is the original, one of the original buildings is historic, so they restored it and incorporated it into the station. They even moved the whole building. I don't know how far, but they picked it up and moved it. Monumental task. And this Kodak facility employed a lot of people. It brought a lot of revenue and a lot of well-paying jobs to this neighborhood back in the day. And I knew people, lots of people that worked here back in the day. And it dates back to, I believe, the early 1900s, like 1910, 1920. Over here you got some TTC people. How you doing, guys? You're not on camera. Can I go up here?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let's go check it out. Oh, they got the heat on in here pretty good. Wow. Obviously, you know, it's brand new, so it's nice. Very nice. impressive. Dewey's impressed. I'm not too easily impressed, people. This is impressive. Okay, so you can catch buses here. Huh. Makes sense, right? Holy. Well, it's a sprawling facility for sure. Okay, so how would I get over there? How would one go about getting over there? It looks like it's all fenced off, right? Well, let's take a look, walk around. All they can do is tell me not to go in. So this is the actual refurbished Kodak building. So this building's been around since the early 1900s, and this is a building that they moved, to my understanding. You know, it's a specialized companies. They jack up the building. They run some huge hydraulic jacks and some huge I-beams and countless bogies, tires, and they move it. It's actually very impressive. But yeah, it's a nice looking building. I'm glad they kept it. I'm big into history, right? So, and hey, I embrace change. I was never someone that didn't like change. I like change. But a lot of the modern changes that go on in the world, they're not aesthetically pleasing. They don't make a lot of sense in many different ways. So a lot of times I don't agree with it. But yeah, Mount Dennis 60 Photography Drive. So danger, no entry or exit. So you can't walk through there. Now, do I want to do that? Not really. Not really. So over there, I believe that's the train yard for the LRT. That is the Industry Street train yard. So that's all the light rapid transit vehicles over there. And I've never laid eyes on that facility either. So all these buses, yeah, they look like they're up and running. But yeah, yeah, it's nice in here. Let's take a look over here. So I'm thinking there's probably a tunnel that links this from that main building there. There's probably a tunnel that links this. And where would you catch the LRT train? This is the buses. So the trains, you must catch the trains down there. I'm gonna go back over there anyways and see what I can stir up over there. I'm not really gonna speculate where to catch the trains from until I do a little more investigation here, but look at this fence. That's a nice unclimbable fence. Oh, here comes one of the LRTs right here. Comes one of the LRTs right here. Look at this. I'm gonna go right down, I think. I'm surprised there isn't any homeless encampments down here quite yet. I've never laid eyes on one of these in person. And I know they've been using them for training and working out the kinks for a long time. But I've never laid eyes on them. I know lots of people have. It'd be a good fence to erect around an SHTF situation compound. These things do have operators, right? Yes. I thought they could have been autonomous. Hey, let me know I'm here. Hey, what's going on? Hey, he's even waving at me. Look at this guy. Or girl. Huh. Yeah, they're quite long. So they're two, what are they, what are these things called? These reticulating? Are they called reticulating cars? And this one has two. I don't know if they tow more than, or they have more than two cars on the line. I don't know. If they have 3, 4, I don't know. And obviously I haven't researched it. Huh. They're nice looking. I'm gonna go back up and see what else I can see over here. I will also mention that I'm going with the gray man look today. I'm wearing denim jeans and I'm wearing a much better pair of boots than I wore yesterday on my hike. I'm wearing my 9-inch original SWAT boots. These are not knockoffs, they're the real deal. And these boots, yeah, they're good boots. Hey, people that own a pair might not like them, but I know a few people that own them, and I've heard no complaints, and I have no complaints. These are pretty good waterproof boots. So when I walked that creek yesterday with those Puma boots on, I wouldn't have had the same problem wearing these. And I broke out an old gray side sling that I forgot I even had, but it's working well. I can even hold my coffee. It's working very well. It's the fatigue on my arthritic shoulder is not really that bad yet, and 3.49 kilometers into my urban hike, so everything's going good. The wool gloves, the gray toque. Let's go see what we can see up here. It's kind of a ghost town around here. Yeah, this building. And until today, I've never laid eyes on, or sorry, I should say I've never stepped foot on the Kodak property. So it's interesting. I'm a history guy, right? So it works out well for me. It gets my my exercise in, my steps, my cardio, and I learn new things. And you know what? For the few people that watch my channel, if they're interested, they can learn some new things today too. Maybe, hopefully. Yeah, cool, man. It's the front of that building, which you've seen forever from Eglinton Avenue. CN Tower's way down there to the southeast. Oh, we got a plaque here, people. You know, Dewey and reading his plaques. You know, I read at a grade 3 level. If you're watching from the States, 3rd grade level. Kodak Building 9. The headquarters and factory of Kodak Canada were located here for almost a century. The structure known as Building 9 was the photography company's employee recreation center. Oh, cool. George Eastman founded the Eastman Kodak Company in Rochester, New York in 1889. Kodak mass-produced affordable cameras and pioneered flexible photo film, which was invented by company chemist Henry Reichenbach. The company was hugely successful, and following Canadian Kodak Incorporation in 1899, the company established a small office at 41 Colburn Street. Eastman bought this land in 1913. Okay, a 7-building factory complex known as Kodak Heights opened in 1917. The factory was vital to the local community, providing work to generations of the same families. I touched on that earlier. Building 9 opened in 1940. Inside was an auditorium, a cafe, a gym, and a darkroom. Kodak Heights was known for its positive atmosphere, and staff participated in sports teams, theatrical shows, and movie nights. In the 1990s, digital photography had a major impact on the company, which still specialized in film photography. In 2004, Kodak Heights closed. The following year, all the buildings were demolished except this one. It became part of the Mount Dennis Station in 2023. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, I knew. At one point, I did know this was a recreation facility too. I forgot about that. But yeah, so I pretty much touched on what this facility meant to Toronto. I shouldn't even say the local economy, but because people, they came from all over to work here. Down there is Eglinton. I got a story. When I used to play hockey up at Keelsdale Arena, just over here. It's an old rink. It's an old barn. And I was sometimes I'd have to go to hockey by myself Saturday morning because, well, it's just the way it was. And so I would walk from my house with my hockey gear, and I walked up here. And for some reason, I ended up on walking over one of the railings of the bridge. And when I slung my hockey bag over, it's over there somewhere. It's all changed now. But when I slung my hockey bag over, the bag almost pulled me down about 30-40 feet onto Eglinton. So I was about, say, 11 years old at the time, and I had to stop and regroup because that scared the wits out of me. I almost, I don't know if I would have died, but it would have been serious injuries if I didn't. So there's a GO train coming through now. Now I'm still not sure And another GO train there, I believe, coming that way. I'm still not sure where the you pick up the LRT. I am still not 100% sure where you pick up the LRT. So let's go ask someone. Wow, the work involved into restoring and moving this. No wonder it's taking so long, but if this project was in China, it would have took about 3 weeks. Oh man. The bureaucratic red tape, all the kickback money that has to go to all the politicians, all the upper contractors. It's a lot of grease before one of these projects gets off the ground, and that's why Canada is falling behind in new infrastructure projects, because it's not easy or in a lot of cases financially viable to start one of these projects. Like this project, you know, I didn't research, but I think it got off the ground in 2011, and I do believe that it was supposed to be open and running by 2020. I'll correct that, put it on the screen if I'm wrong, but something like that. It's like way over the deadline for opening, and it's like way over, obviously, from a budget perspective as well. Yeah, it's nice. I like the station. I don't want to get these TTC employees on camera. No need for that. You're not on camera. How do I, if I wanted to get the LRT, I know it's not running, but where would I pick that up?
It's running
right down there, right?
Yeah, you can see the train.
Yeah.
You can
Look at this elevator. Wow, it's kind of cool.
like here, also still gonna be stuck.
And I can't go down there now, though.
No, you can't go down. The elevator is blocked.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
only go down from the inside, but you can also see it from here.
Okay, okay, I can go through here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. How you doing, guys? Okay. So, keeping this place clean already, man. Keeping this place clean already, looks good. Yeah, so down here, that's where you catch it. Pretty cool. Street level, makes sense. I didn't know if you had to go over there, but it would make more sense. That's why I didn't want to speculate. I didn't know for sure. Can I walk down here and outside? Yeah. Okay, have a good day, guys. Oh, yeah, this is nice. Oh yeah, okay, so they have all this opened up now. The last time I was up here on my bike, this was all blocked off. And that was, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, so it makes sense, right? That it's open now. Yeah, this is very nice. I'm glad you guys could come along for the visual smorgasbord. I kind of like the way this elevator's like this. Yeah, I like this mechanical setup. You can see all the inner workings of the elevator, the counterweights. Huh. Pretty cool. Okay, so they still got that blocked off. Oh, okay. So you can't ride right through or walk right through quite yet. I wonder when that's going to open up. Still obviously have the road blocked off too. Oh no, they don't. Sorry. No, they don't. That one lane's open. The passing lane is open. Curb lane is still shut down. Now, Black Creek Drive is just up at the next lights to the east. I'm going to walk up there and go north on Black Creek. I want to check out a little park across the street from 12 Division Police headquarters. Stay with me. I have to say, whenever you see those architectural renderings of the concept of the building, like with the landscape and everything, this actually, it does look pretty good. It does look really nice. You know, of course, people are throwing their garbage. Filthy patriots. Yeah, I don't think so. Imagine throwing your garbage on the road. Oh man. Yeah, anyhow. Hopefully this thing gets up and running sooner than later. One just pulling into the station right now. This one has, yeah, two cars. They are long though, they're very long cars. This is going to be a huge boost to people commute that use public transit instead of going all the way down to the subway or taking a bus across Eglinton. This has to be better, you would think. The whole purpose of it to be built was for that purpose, so we'll see. Just got a homeless camera right behind me here. I don't really want to get him on camera, but it's not a way to live. A lot of garbage. So you got this new LRT. You obviously are going to see the video of how nice it is. Then at the base of it, you have a homeless dude. You got a homeless dude living over there. I could go talk to him. I have an extra Cliff Bar on me I could give him for breakfast. You hungry? I got an extra energy bar here for you. Just 1 second, brother. There you go. How long you been living here?
This will be my 8th year.
8th year?
Yeah.
Really, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you do for food?
I work with food.
Yeah?
Yeah. I go to the doctor, get food all over.
Top body?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're not on camera. Okay, brother.
Hey, bro.
See ya. So, he said he'd been living here for 8 years. I don't know if that's true or not, but all I had to give him was a Cliff Bar. Yeah, he was polite. Nice. Wow. You know, hey, polite in my book goes a long way. If he wasn't polite to me, well, there'd be a different outcome. But that's been his home for 8 years, he says. You know what I could do? You know what, I might cross the street over there and try to walk through. Oh, I can walk through here anyways. So, you know, I was gonna say the Black Creek is over there on the other side. I can walk through. But look how this guy's living. Oh Jesus. Wow. So back when Kodak was open, right, I believe in this spot here, there was an ominous pool, an industrial waste pool, or I don't know what was in it, but it was circular and it was fenced off. And I don't, it was around here. It was around this location. I think it was in here. And we seen it since we were kids, and we always wondered, like, what the hell liquid was in that pool. It's like something you wouldn't want to catch a fish out of, or fall in. So I don't know how they reclaim that land successfully, but I don't know. I would have to think this land has a lot of toxic waste on it. I'd have to say, because back in the day, developing film, and you know, they had no, or if they had any regulations for environmental disposal of waste, it was very lax, if any. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to put a food garden on any of this land. I don't know if I can get out of here or not up here. Let's go check it out. All these core holes dug for, with trees growing out of them. I guess they, oh okay. Did they drill core holes here to plant trees? That's what it looks like. Huh. Instead of tearing up the asphalt, they just want to turn it back in to nature. Yeah, I don't know if I can get out up here. Well, I smell a skunk, people. Dewey don't want to get sprayed by a skunk today. Or any day. I wonder if there's any homeless encampments in here. Interesting. That piece of granite almost looks out of place here. I hope the skunk family isn't living behind it. What's this hunk of granite doing here? I would have to say it has been put there. I don't think that's a naturally occurring boulder. Okay. And I can honestly say, this is my first time ever walking through these woods. Holy moly. I am getting into some strange spots I never envisioned myself being in. I'll blow over here. It's been blown over for quite some time. Right up here, I believe, what are we coming up to? Oh yeah, okay. So this is Todd Bayless Boulevard. Todd Bayless was a policeman that was based out of 12th Division right here, that was killed in 1994 by a drug dealer by the name of Clinton Gale. Todd Bayless and his partner Mike Leone were doing a routine patrol in one of the buildings, I think it was on Trethewey or Martha Eaton Way, I can't remember. And it's 1994, and they came across a drug deal going down, and they started pursuing the suspect, and the suspect pulled out one of these and shot both of them, both of the cops, killing Todd Bayless and injuring his partner Mike Leone. Mike Leone returned fire, injuring Clinton Gale. If my memory serves me correctly, this is the way it went down. And Clinton Gale was subsequently tried and convicted of first-degree murder. It's an automatic first-degree murder charge when you kill a policeman. And my understanding is, I don't know where he is, but he's still in jail in Canada, and that was in 1994. So when you kill a cop, they make sure you stay in jail as long as possible. Just the way it is. And yeah, so now I'm going to, I was thinking of going over there, walking across over there, but I think I'll walk down here by the 12th Division Police Station. So 12th Division Police Station is just past this thicket of trees and that wooden fence. And so this road goes up to Trethewey, and that's the back side of the police station. So I'm going to walk on the grass over here and go through the front of the police station. I'm not going in the police station, but I would imagine a lot of liberal Karens have gone in through the front door of that police station to tattletale on the neighbor's kid for playing hockey past 6 p.m. road hockey on the street, and they were causing a disturbance. One of their cats had a urinary tract infection, and they were trying to convalesce mittens, and the kids were playing road hockey, so Karen had to go into the police station up here and file a report. Dewey won't be doing that today, and Dewey will never do that. Years ago in Toronto, around all the police stations, they started building these fences so you couldn't see the police civilian vehicles. And it's not my intent to film police. You know, I did it at the Canada First rally, I did, but you know, because they were there, and that was part of that environment. But it's not my intention to film the police unless I have to, for my own safety or their safety. But yeah, so I'm just taking this as a shortcut. I want to get over to that park over there, across the street. Just coming up to the intersection of Trethewey and Black Creek. So that building right there, behind the Tim Hortons, that's where Javet Roy, the 8-year-old boy that was shot and killed in errant gunfire between two gangbangers. These idiots. And yeah, he was on the second floor in bed with his mother, and a bullet went through the window and struck Javet and killed him. They subsequently caught 2 of the perpetrators, and I believe they're looking for at least 1 more still, the last time I looked into it. But I did a video on it when it happened, just up there. Trethewey Park. This is my next stop that involves police interaction. So the police station, like I said, is right there. So without researching this prior to me leaving my house this morning, an interaction happened here in the winter time, I believe 3 years ago, give or take. There was a report of a man in this parking lot that was having some sort of medical distress or psychological breakdown. So the police were dispatched to this area, and my understanding is they determined that the man could have been wanting to end his own you-know-what. So the person, I think, was deemed to have a knife on him. So they tried to talk to him. It's on police body cam. They tried to talk to him, and subsequently they ended up, I believe, over here by this tree with the police. He ran, and one of the police, it was a female officer, was saying, as it turned out, was saying to a rookie officer to shoot him, to shoot the guy. Now, I believe he was shot, and he fell somewhere over here. So an investigation was launched. It was determined, I've seen the video. I don't know if I can find that video, but I'll try to. And I've seen the video, and it's clear where the female officer was instructing the other officer to shoot him. Now, you're talking, the guy is he's with a knife or an edged weapon, and he's a good 40 feet away, and he's going away from the police. So it was a very bad situation. It was bad instructions, poor instructions. There was no need to shoot the guy. So anyhow, I don't know what happened with the investigation. It's still ongoing. You know how that happens. Once the police are involved and the SIU's involved with police investigation, you're never going to get the truth after that point anyways. It's all hushed up. They do everything. The Toronto Police Association and their colleagues do everything to bury it. So, but the guy that got shot, you know, he's going to get paid. He's getting a settlement, and so he should. So anyhow, we got some people. I don't know what these people are doing in this park, but this guy's doing his calisthenics or something. So yeah, so 2 police involvements with 12 Division. Both were not good outcomes for the people that were having mental breakdowns. So if I were ever to have a mental breakdown, I think the last people I'd want to see on scene are the police. They might, even if you weren't wanting to take your own life, they might help you out with that. Not funny, but realistic. So anyhow, I'm going to go down to this park over here. If you want to watch, continue watching. This is the Black Creek down here. I've never been in this trail system here. I'm just going to go check this out. And I am 5.24 kilometers into my urban hike. Now this is the Black Creek, but this portion of the Black Creek is quite natural. Let me back that up. It's not a concrete sluway. It is still kind of natural here. They obviously have some rock retaining wall, but it's not like the Black Creek flood control channel I was on yesterday. Now this Black Creek will continue west, and it'll meander west, and it will hook up with Weston Road, where the concrete flood control channel will start. And I'm going to see how far I can walk on that side, how far I can follow this creek. And I'm thinking it's probably not going to be the easiest traversing, but we'll go find out. Trethewey Park Wetland. City of York. So you know that sign is old. Wow, look at this tree. Big tree. Yeah, this park is a little sketchy looking. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can go underneath that bridge over there. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. That would be cool if I could. So I had some obstacles, but not so bad. So I'm coming up to Trethewey, and like I said, I don't know if I can go underneath this bridge or not. And if I can't, it looks like they have it all fenced off. So This could be a turnaround point. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this area whatsoever. The wooded area, anyways. Okay, okay. Huh. Let's take a look first. I don't see any creepy crawlies. Okay. So, obviously, first time in my life I've ever been under here. Okay. Huh. A little tight. A little tight here. I'm gonna have to go over this rock here. People, I'm getting too old for this. Too old for this. Okay. That was easy. Not really. Well, let's see. See how far due you can go. I don't think this is going to be the easiest of urban hikes today. We'll try to get down closer to the bank and see if we got any sort of trail system. Because up here, like, it's not the heaviest of bushwhacking, obviously, but we've got to do the minimal amount of bushwhacking as possible. I would say the shopping cart's been here for quite some time. Yeah, so there's no established trail, that's for sure. We'll keep going. I don't see any people living down here yet. That doesn't mean that there aren't any, since I haven't seen any. I'll go up here, I think. It's a creepy little wooded area. It really is. A lot of blowover. A lot. I could spend a couple days down here with the chainsaw for sure. Yeah, I can go underneath this one, I do believe. It's good when you're going underneath. You don't have a backpack on. I just got my front crossover today. No backpack or side sling on my back, which is perfect for today. No shortage of firewood down here. So the Black Creek, for people that only know the Black Creek from the flood control channel, and most people, that's the only thing they know about the Black Creek. They don't realize that it does have a more natural flow to it in most parts of its southern flow. I'm not sure where it starts. North of the city, Caledon, north of Vaughan, I'm not exactly sure. What we got over here? Well, we had some people sitting down here at one point. The old fold-out stool and the old milk crate. I'm thinking the leader of this crew got that, and his minion got the milk crate. But hey, people, there's even hierarchy out here in the woods, in the urban woods. Believe it or not, it's a hierarchical society. I know you people are against kings, and you protested in Canada against Donald Trump being a king, but maybe he didn't understand that King Charles is actually the King of Canada too. I know Mark Carney's taken that over, and Mark Carney has a lot more power than the king. Maybe you don't know that, but yeah, there's a foul smell coming out of that. Oh, this gets really nasty up here. Uh-oh, this could be a problemo. This could be a problemo. This is getting tight. I hope I don't have to turn back. I hope I don't have to do that, because that would suck. And the water is far too deep to walk across. Oh yeah, this is gonna be some fun in here, people. Sometimes I bite off more than I can chew. Sometimes I bite off more than I can chew. So I'm gonna go down there as opposed to trying to get through that mess. So I'm gonna shut off the camera, because I'm gonna need 2 hands for this endeavor. I actually rigged the camera into my front crossover. This is vicarious, to say the least. And if I fall in that water, I'm definitely gonna get wet. You know why? Because water is wet. And I got a vine holding me up. Yeah. I wish I had my machete today, but you can't walk by police stations with machetes, because they'll run you over with their police car and say it's an accident. Yeah. This is tricky. Okay. Holy. Yeah, I don't think this was the smartest thing to do today, Dewey. But now you know, huh? Now you know. Now you know. I just want to get away from the bank of the river, because I don't want to go for a swim. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal. I don't know. I don't know, people. These vines are brutal to get through. The machete would just breeze right through them. And you're obviously not going to sneak up on anyone with the crunching. A lot of garbage down here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to go up the hill. I think I'm gonna have to go up this garbage strewn hill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to. And this hill is steep. Oh yeah, this is brutal. This is going to be some tough sledding. I was hoping this fence would have been open here. Oh shit. Look at these. You don't want these on you. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, is there an opening in the fence out of here?
Opening?
Yeah.
No.
No, eh? That's awesome. Yeah, okay, thanks. Let's see over here. I just fought my way through there. It wasn't easy. So obviously I can't go down there. I'm gonna have to stay up here, try to skirt the fence, and hopefully get a break where I can get out. And I don't know where I'm gonna get out, where it all my exit point be, my terminus. Not looking easy. Looks like someone is growing some zucchini or squash of some sort. And yeah, I think this was a step garden back in here. Pretty cool. Yeah, this is, you can tell this has all been turned over. This is a garden. Tiered, what do they call that? Terracotta garden, I believe. Well, that was not easy, but I made my way out. I need a break, drink some coffee. place to sit down. So this is some sort of park. I don't know where I am, but I'll determine that once I sit down and have some coffee. Oh, just taking a break. That was some tough sledding, but I know where I am. You know, I knew I wasn't going to get lost. And so what I'll do, I'm not going to try to skirt any more of the Black Creek. I'm going to take surface level streets over into the Keel and Rogers Road area. So from this park here, I'll hook up with this road here, and I'll go south, and it'll bring me over to Rogers Road. So I'm just gonna have some of my coffee and regain my composure. Nothing like hiking through a garbage dump. Wow. Okay, stay tuned. Change of plans again. I'm actually going to walk through this park and see where it takes me. I think it might take me out near York Memorial High School, the original York Memorial High School, and the city of York, the old city of York Civic Center. So we'll see. Park is desolate. Very quiet here, actually. So the Black Creek is still running over there, and I'm glad to be away from it. Oh man, that was a up today. Live and learn, people. Live and learn. Yeah. So my assumption of walking through that park, bringing me out to the old City of York Civic Center, was correct. And there's York Memorial School under renovation. Had a devastating fire about 4 or 5 years ago, thereabouts, give or take. And that school had some historical significance in relation to some stained glass windows in there for to commemorate World War I and World War II veterans. Hence the name of the school, York Memorial. So it's a beautiful building. So they are restoring it, which is good. But the temporary York Memorial is the old George Harvey, south on Keel. That school is a dump. And this is where back in the day I got my marriage license out of here back in 2005, and I think you still can. I think you still can get your marriage license in here. I don't recommend doing that, people, but if you make the grievous decision to do that, you can come here. I'm going to take a seat on these benches, rest my back a little bit. Oh man, oh yeah. Oh, have some of my coffee. York Civic Center, 2700 Eglinton Avenue West. This is where Councillor, I believe Frances Nunziata, was out of here for years. She's still kicking. Oh, Frances. All 4'3" of her. That wasn't very nice. Took a break up at the York Civic Center. Talked to a nice young lady that worked there. Very nice personality. Didn't get her on camera, obviously, but yeah. So I am 6.64 kilometers into this urban hike, and right here, okay, so up there is the building that I went through, the Kodak building, the Mount Dennis LRT station, and this is where the bridge goes over the Black Creek Boulevard and goes underground. So it comes down that hill and goes under here and goes underground for quite some ways. I'd like to go on it, but when it does open up, I will be I'll try to get on it within the first week. I'm looking forward to checking that out. It's been such a big part of my adult life. Actually, I know a couple people that actually were on the construction project during the dig, and the dig used to start right here. They went right into the Eglinton right here. They had a big like a Quonset hut, and this was completely demolished. Eglinton was demolished. I better get across Eglinton while the getting's good. Nice bike lanes here. Thanks, Mayor Chow. So this is called Chris Tonks Arena. When I was a kid, It was called Keelsdale Arena. I played hockey there, just house league. I wasn't good enough in hockey to make any sort of living doing it. That's why I walk around with a GoPro and make no money. It cost me money. But I'm gonna walk through down in here and I'm gonna see if I can hook back up with the Black Creek again. I know, crazy, right? It's just thinking, should I go in the old barn and poke around? Oh man. I'm just trying to think. How long has it been since I've been in that place? Holy frig. Probably just as long since I went swimming in the Black Creek. 43 years, 44 years. Wow. No, I'm not going to do it. Let's see where this takes me. I'm pretty sure this is going to bring me over to Weston Road. And I'm almost certain I've cut through here before when I was a kid, but I just can't really remember. I can't number. But I'm pretty sure if I go straight ahead, it'll bring me out at the Black Creek at Weston Road and Black Creek Boulevard. I'm thinking. Tell you, the last couple days and last couple weeks, I've really been on a trip down memory lane for sure. Now I do it not for necessarily the memories, because you know I'm somewhat familiar, even with the parts I haven't been to in 40 years. I'm still somewhat familiar with it quite a bit, but it's more for fitness. It's more for planning urban escape routes in the event of SHTF. Just familiarizing myself with my local geography. And I get to put eyes on what's going on in my neighborhood, in my area of the city, the West End, from a street level. On the bike, you can obviously cover more territory. That's obvious, and I've said that many times. But on foot, it's much more intimate for sure. So I'm just going to keep walking ahead up there. I don't know which way to go. Well, if I go that way, the river's there, or the creek's down there, so I can't go that way. So I gotta go up this way, I suppose. It's kind of odd through here, isn't it? Retaining wall. Kind of odd indeed. Now, I don't want to get caught up in a bushwhacking situation down there again. So let's go around. Hey, Dewey's wimping out. Dewey's wimping out. Dewey is 7.21 kilometers into his urban hike. So I put in some legwork today already, so don't hold my softness against me, people. Looks like I'm coming up to some sort of City of Toronto workyard. Like, I kind of know where I am, like, but I don't know how to get out of here. I believe Rogers Road's right up there, but I was kind of hoping to go through the back over here. Let's see, I'm not gonna get these guys on camera. Dewey is a sucker for punishment, let me tell you. So the workers up there said this is impassable. So we're gonna see if they're right. They could be. They could be right. But I can walk in a little water with these boots today. More bushwhacking. Huh. On the beach. Hey, the Black Creek Beach. Who would have thought? Who would have thought they had a beach on the Black Creek? Man, there's even fish in here. So I'm gonna walk right through this. No problem with these boots. No problem. Okay. Huh. What the hell is this? Wow, that's kind of spooky, eh? Wow, look at this. So this is going to be tricky to navigate. I might have to walk across the river because I am not going to walk up on that retaining mesh. That's just a little bit too dangerous. So I can easily walk across this river though, I think. Yeah. Okay, so you can see I went up to my jeans in water and not one leak with these boots. Nothing. Wow, look at this. Holy frig. Look at the garbage down here. Not too many people lay eyes on this. And right above is where the Up Express runs, the GO train. Okay, so I think I'm making forward progress here. It would have been good to stay on that side because I wanted to be on that side, but I didn't want to, you know, imagine having to walk along that. Forget that. No thanks. This is a more viable solution, and even this is getting pretty steep up here. But right above me are the tracks that go over Black Creek Drive, where it terminates at Weston Road and Alliance. It's a pretty steep hill here too. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone living down here yet. Very surprised. Holy frig, man, what a hike. I've never laid eyes on this in my life. Well, I shouldn't say I've never laid eyes on it in my life. I had to have been down here when I was a kid. It's just I can't remember. I had to have been multiple times. But maybe I wasn't, I don't know. So I'm not gonna go down there. But there was a waterfalls there as well, a stage stepped waterfalls. And this is where the concrete Black Creek flood control channel resumes for its largest part of all man-made flood control channel. There are other parts north of Lawrence that are also concrete as part of the flood control channel, but this is the longest stretch. So this is where it essentially starts from here and terminates in the Humber River. And I'm gonna go across Weston Road here, and I'm going to show you the other side and how tall the flood control channel is. So for people to see me walk out of this woods here, they're thinking, uh-oh, this guy might be a homeless dude. And I'm okay with people thinking that. I actually like that, because a lot of times when I'm doing urban stealth camps and I'm coming out of the woods when I don't have my bike especially, people think I'm homeless. And when someone sees a homeless person, they don't know what to expect. They think automatically, they think danger. So I don't mind that because it keeps people away from me. So I gotta cross this. It's obviously very busy. So once I get across, I'll start filming again. Okay, so I just came across Black Creek and Weston Road. So I was envisioning when I started this hike today, I was going to end up here and I was going to walk underneath this bridge, but that is not feasible today. Well, it is, but no, it isn't. So I didn't do that. So from the base of the flood control channel to where I'm standing, It's probably 25 feet tall. Now that's the highest point. Now it comes down here. It comes down here. And it gets a little lower. I would say about between 18 and 20 feet tall walls. So you're not gonna believe what I'm gonna tell you next. So these walls are 18, 20 feet, let's say, right? Thereabouts, give or take. And I would say from here to the other side, it's gotta be 40 feet, between 40 and 50 feet. There have been rainstorms in Toronto in my lifetime, many of them so bad that this overflows. It overflows the road and it floods these houses, cooperatives. They're cooperative housing. Yeah, so these houses here and these houses here are susceptible to flood damage. Now, that's how violent the Black Creek gets during a major, like I'm talking a major storm. And a not so major storm, it is violent. You do not want to fall in there, you'd be dead. There's no way you could survive that. I don't think. It'd be a miracle if you did. So I'm gonna walk in a westerly direction, and I'm on the south side of the Black Creek right now. Over there is Humber Boulevard, or sorry, Alliance, I should say, and I believe this is Humber Boulevard that I'm on. Yes, this is Humber Boulevard, and over there is Alliance Avenue. So this school here, now listen to this story here. This school here used to be called York Humber, and a lot of my friends went here. This was one of the roughest schools in Toronto, all of Toronto, back in the day. This was like a prison, this school. And I went to Weston Collegiate, not so far away from here, but sometimes I'd come down here, I'd drive my car down, and I'd come visit my friends, and I couldn't believe walking into the hallways in this school, York Humber. It was like a prison. It was like a prison, that's all I can say. And over here in this field, if I'm not mistaken, back in the early 1970s or 1970, Black Sabbath played in that field, I do believe, and I believe Alice Cooper played in that field too. And that is in the old borough of York. So I'm not gonna Google it, I'm not gonna research that, but if someone wants to, by all means, have at it. I don't know the name of the venue back then, but I'm pretty sure my older brothers told me that. And from where we live, you could hear the band, that's how loud they were. So I'm gonna continue up, and I'm gonna show you something up here. Now, I don't want to get too close to these kids. I don't like getting kids on my camera. They're high school kids, but nonetheless. So this bridge here, this is a relatively new bridge. There used to be a concrete bridge that wasn't arched, that went across that stretch of the Black Creek. Not so dissimilar to the bridges I captured yesterday going over the Black Creek in Lambton Golf and Country Club. Just like a straight concrete bridge with rebar in it, iron reinforced concrete. So now I don't know the exact year because I didn't research it, but for some reason 2013 rings a bell, where we had a huge flood here and it overflowed the banks of this flood control channel. So with all the debris and the force of the water, this concrete bridge that predated this iron bridge was either ripped right out or damaged to the point they had to put it out of commission, and they had to wait for this one to be fabricated, I would imagine, off-site and brought here. What's it say here? Eagle Bridge. Doesn't say a date on it. It doesn't say a date on it. So yeah, so that's pretty crazy how the water can get so violent here. It damages or rips out a bridge, a pedestrian bridge, that you would think is, it wasn't a wood bridge, it was a concrete bridge. So yes, that's why we needed this flood control channel. But I'm going to continue up. These are Humber Boulevard buildings. Over the years, they've been associated with many homicides, many shootings, stabbings, all that good stuff. It could be a pretty rough place. But yeah, I'm gonna walk up and around it. But yeah, so pretty much I've traversed the Black Creek from Black Creek and Weston Road all the way to the termination point at the Humber River. There you go. Gonna walk down one last stretch of the Black Creek flood control channel if I can. So this is where it comes across Humber Boulevard off Alliance, and you can go through this park down here and you can access the actual flood control channel again, and this will bring you over to Rockcliffe Boulevard. Then the next major street would be Jane Street, where I was yesterday, underneath the tunnel, the infamous Jane Tunnel. If you never ever get the chance to get a close eye look at this flood control channel, if you watch my last two videos, you're gonna get a pretty bird's eye view of it from ground level. I don't know if I'm gonna actually walk down there today. I know up ahead the fence probably does stop and you can go down, because when I was a kid I used to take one of my dogs, my family dogs, down there for a swim. You believe that? Let your dog in the Black Creek. Yeah, it was probably even worse polluted back then. But anyhow, so I'm at 8.48 kilometers. I'm starting to feel it a little bit. Time I get home, I would imagine it's going to be a little over 10 kilometers. So thanks for watching, and if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, put it in the comment section. And if you want to see me go check out a spot that you know of in Toronto, let me know. Maybe I'll go check it out for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.